My name's Lucy. I'm going to guide you through a slow flow vinyasa class today. I'll have a focus on the lower body, maybe working with some split variations, and also on the theme or concept of letting go. So when you're ready, bring yourself into a comfortable supported position, either lying on your back or sitting tall. Relax your shoulders and close down your eyes when you arrive. Notice the support of the earth beneath you. And allow your physical body to let go of some tension so we can really sink into that support. Before we start to move or do anything, we have this opportunity to let go completely. Almost like we're clearing our slate before practice. Bring the awareness into the breath. And begin to notice the movement of your body. The gentle sway of your breath. We're looking to slow down and smooth out the inhales and the exhales. The breaths are roughly the same length. And we're slowing that breath down to a comfortable and manageable depth. You can stay with this for a few more cycles, building your breath for class. Slow and steady, continuing to soothe our entire being. Allowing yourself to empty completely with every exhale. And then inhale, gently expand in every direction and draw in as much breath as you comfortably can. Exhale, relax the shoulders, maybe draw the belly in so you can press out even more breath. And inhale, expand softly, fill up. Exhale, let it go and empty. So I'll give you some guidance for breath. If I'm not talking about it though, just keep breathing. And don't worry if your breath doesn't match mine exactly. Again, we're all different. We all have different sized lungs. So instead, focus on keeping your flow of breath going. Now, wherever you find yourself, keep breathing. And start to slowly lift the arms up on an inhale. If you're lying on your back, this will turn into a kind of full body stretch. If we're seated, just reach up through the upper body. And as we exhale, bring the hands down. If you're lying on your back, maybe draw the knees in. Roll yourself up slowly to a seat. And once we're all in this seat, let's crawl onto our hands and knees into a tabletop. You can do this in your own way. We all move differently. You might want to climb over. You might want to cross your legs and rock over the shins. I'll give you options for transitions. But you're going to find that, again, we move between postures quite differently. And that is fine. Just stay mindful and make sure it feels positive in your body. Now looking down between your hands, connect your fingers into the mat. Connect the knuckles. And soften your elbows just enough so you can take the bend out of them. Now on an inhale, let's open up to cow pose. expanding through the front body, lifting the head and lifting the tail. Now exhale, tuck your tail round the spine and push the earth away, chin to chest. Let's move between each, following our own rhythm of breath. Inhale, lift the crown of the head, lift the tail, expand through the front body. And exhale, round. You can use the shape of your body to push the breath out. Inhale, cow stretch, lifting the head, lifting the tail. And exhale, cat stretch, rounding the spine, pushing the earth away. So you can continue with this option, but we're going to bring this into the hips, the shoulders, the wrists. On an exhale from your cow shape, start to move the hips backwards. Round your spine. And just bow down softly into an extended child's pose. Now inhale, look forward, soften your elbows and ride the breath like a wave. Returning to cow stretch, opening out through your heart. Exhale, hips move back, lower yourself down. And inhale, glide forward. Remember to keep those elbows soft. Pull your heart forward and draw the shoulders back. I invite you to close your eyes and spend the next few breaths moving in a way that feels good. So try to let go of how it should look. In this space, just focus on the feeling. Rounding as you exhale, expanding as you inhale. So the next time your hips come back, get there when you get there. We'll travel all the way back into a child's pose just for a moment. This is the posture that we can come to at any point if we need a rest. We want a little break from the practice, but make sure it's comfortable for you. So we can support the head maybe with stacking up the fists, palms in prayer, forehead to thumbs, or even bring your forehead to the floor if that's accessible. Your knees can be wide or together. Just do what feels best for you here. And let's stay for 2 cycles of breath. Letting go of the activity and just allowing yourself to rest. Now on an inhale, reach your arms forward, plant the palms. And exhale, walk the hands back towards you. Go nice and slowly. And remember, you can add in extra breaths whenever needed. Sitting on your shins, you can stay down here, or with a breath in, we're going to stand up on the legs. Slowly reach the arms up. You can squeeze your bum a bit here and reach your arms up above your head. Now, as we exhale, start to send your hips back. Imagine you're taking a big, slow bow. We're using the thighs to help lower. And when you've gone as far as you can, bring those hands down. And let's walk forward again into a tabletop, continuing with that flow of breath. Now, as we inhale, tuck the toes, open out through the bottom of the feet. Exhale, option for down dog. You can always stay in tabletop if you prefer. So we lift the knees up. You can bend those knees, lift the heels, and charge those hips towards the sky. You can give your neck a gentle little shake, letting go of tension. And it's important here that we keep that micro bend in the elbows, leading the hips up and back. You can walk out your dog if that's comfortable, bending opposite legs. And keep listening to your body. If you come up and you feel quite compressed, you can walk the feet back a little. or even further apart. In every posture, in every moment, listen and see if there are any adjustments to be made. Now, take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, we're going to come forward to a high plank, or you can come straight to your hands and knees. You can go all the way in if you like, lining up diagonally, keeping shoulders over wrists. And then on an exhale, lower down your knees. Bend the elbows, keep them in at your sides, and lower down your chest, heart first. From here, we're in this kind of worm shape. Untuck the toes and try to wave onto your belly. So the best way I can describe this is we start to draw in through the belly, push down through the hands. And as you lower your pelvis, you lift your chest into cobra pose. Check out your cobra. The hands are roughly under the shoulders. We're drawing those shoulders back to open out through the chest. And you can even press down through the tops of your feet here. This switches on your legs. That's going to give you a strong, stable base. Now keep breathing. And on an inhale, draw the shoulders back. Shine your heart forward. On an exhale, start to lower down. Press yourself up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes and move back to downward facing dog. Give yourself one cycle of breath to simply feel. Inhale forward to your high plank or to hands and knees. Exhale, lower down. You can take knees, chest, then chin if you like. Inhale, untuck the toes, lower the pelvis and lift your chest. Draw the arms back. And exhale, push into the earth. Start to neutralize your spine as you rise to table. Tuck those toes and move back to downward facing dog. One more time. Next, inhale, roll forward to your high plank. Exhale, you can lower down knees, chest, chin, or you can keep those elbows in by your sides and lower your whole body down through chaturanga. As we inhale, untuck the toes, peel your heart off the ground, draw the shoulders back. And exhale, lower down, tuck your toes, and press up and back to downward facing dog. Stay for an inhale. And exhale, look forward. Lift up onto your toes. Let's walk to the top of the mat. You can do this in your own way. You might want to walk the hands back to the feet first. You might want to take a few little steps all the way to the top, arriving with the feet hips distance. When you get there, let's soften those knees and straight away bring the hands up to the thighs. So we're making this kind of L shape with the body, softening through the knees, placing the hands onto the thighs so you can press your upper body and your shoulders a little further away from the hips. Take another breath in, emphasize that length, send your tail back and the crown of your head forward. And exhale, bend the knees, drop your hips, lift your head. Inhale, keep this, lift the arms up into awkward chair pose. And exhale, keep this, start to fold yourself forward and maybe sweep your arms back. So you're just leaning forward a little bit here. Now inhale, sweep the fingers down, forward and up, straighten through your legs and arrive into full body stretch. Exhale, dive down, either a swan dive or palms together. Bend into the knees and be very generous with that leg bend as you fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to thighs, get nice and tall. through the spine, nice and long. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the head, drop your bum. Inhale, lift your arms up, chair pose. Exhale, sweep the arms forward, down and back, lean forward. Choose your depth here. Imagine you're getting ready to jump. Now inhale, press through the feet, rise up, and extend arms and legs into full body stretch. Exhale, take it straight back down into your forward fold. One more time, inhale, lift up halfway, hands to thighs. Exhale, bend the knees, drop your hips, lift your head. Inhale, arms up, chair pose. And exhale, fold forward, sweep your arms back. Keep the legs. Inhale, start to lift your head, rise to stand, and extend your arms and legs long for full body stretch. Now exhale, bring those palms into your heart center. Let go of that flow. Just allow yourself to feel any shifts in energy. Anything that is emerging, that is being awakened. Let's drop those hands by the sides, standing in mountain pose for one cycle of breath. Strong and steady. Next, inhale, reach your arms up, full body stretch. Exhale, hands to heart, weight to the right foot, lift up your left heel. We're going to soften this right knee for a little bit more control and to protect it. And from here, maybe we pick up the left foot. Our balance practice is not about perfecting it, because there's always going to be a point where we wobble, maybe we fall. So the practice instead becomes about letting go. So our leg gets tired, we need to reset. Rather than giving ourselves a story behind this, comparing it to a previous time we tried to balance, or being judgmental really in any way, we just let go and try again. From here, start to press that left heel backwards, tip your heart forward. The arms can really come into any shape here to help you. If you like, we're either stepping to a lunge or pressing your left heel back for a breath in Warrior 3. Then lower down through your left toes. Walk those feet hips distance and make sure they're far enough apart so you can bend both knees and stack the front knee over the front ankle. Now on an inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, find your present lunge. And exhale, sweep those arms forward, plant the palms down to frame your front foot. And inhale, step the right foot back so you're in a plank pose, or hands and knees. Exhale, shift forward a tiny bit, keep the elbows in, and lower down in your own way. Untuck your toes, inhale, peel the heart off the ground. Activate your legs. And exhale, neutralize the spine, tuck the toes. Press all the way back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. And exhale, you can hop or take another little walk or choose your own journey to the top of the mat. When we get there, fold over the legs, bend the knees, and take a gentle sway from side to side. On an inhale, lift up halfway, hands to thighs, long spine. Exhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, lift the head. And inhale, reach your arms up, chair pose. Exhale, keep the legs, fold forward, sweep your arms backwards, like you're getting ready to jump. And inhale, rise up, straighten the arms up to the sky and straighten your legs. Full body stretch. Exhale, palms together, down into the heart. And keep breathing as you shift weight into your left foot. Pick up the right heel. And soften your left knee. Again, let's spend a few moments with the balance. So you're just kind of hovering the foot. Noticing if this side has its own unique way compared to your first side. It's really normal for each side of your body to be a bit different in practice. So instead of trying to perfect that, because we will always have those differences, we're trying to work with this side of the body where it is today. We're not going to force it to be like the first side. Now from here, keep breathing. Activate your right foot. You're either stepping back to lunge or floating through your warrior three. Pressing the right heel back. Imagine that you're pressing something away from you. And then lower the right toes down. Bend both knees. And on an inhale, reach your arms up, finding your crescent lunge. Exhale, look down, flip the palms, and lower your hands down to frame the front foot. Inhale, step left foot back, find your plank pose. And exhale, you can lower down, knees, chest, chin, or through your chaturanga. Either way, keep the elbows in. As you inhale, untuck the toes, lower the hips, lift up the heart. And as you exhale, tuck the toes, tabletop, and then downward facing dog. Stay here for a moment, maybe for a cycle of breath, just to feel. Now inhale, reach the right leg up behind you. You can turn this into a three-leg dog, and you can always support yourself by lowering onto the left knee. With your next exhale, bend the right knee in towards your chest. Move the chest forward like you're going to plank, carry the leg, and step it up as far as it will go. You might want to add some extra steps here. It doesn't matter. However you arrive in your runner's lunge position, so we're low, the knees are bent, just do so mindfully. You can stay here, lengthening the spine forward, or inhale to rise. I think I have a very squeaky mat today, by the way. Reaching your arms up into your crescent lunge. Feel the connection to the ground through your legs. Feel the energy building in your legs. And inhale, draw that into your upper body. Keep this, but lower your right hand either to the hip, the thigh, or maybe somewhere on the left side of your body. So you wrap the arm behind you. Bend both knees and inhale. Turn your left palm forward. Open up through the left side. Now as we exhale, let's start to windmill the arms down. So the left hand comes down first. And then reach the right arm up, opening out into your twist. Alternatively, of course, you can lower the back knee, or you can bring the left forearm onto the right thigh. Wherever you find yourself. Inhale, reach the arms wide, charge your left heel back. And then exhale, look down and frame your front foot. So we'll square out through the hips. You might want to step your back foot in a little here. And you also have the option to lower your back heel. So your left toes are pointing to the left a little bit. You can stay with the lunge in the leg or start to back off, rocking the hips backwards. And we start to straighten through the right leg. But even if you can straighten it completely, keep a micro bend in the knee. You might even want to flex the toes up towards your face, or bring one or both hands onto your front thigh. We're charging the right hip backwards. You can bring the feet a little wider for some more space if that helps you. And we will stay with this for 2 cycles of breath, either holding steady or inhaling to lift up halfway, get nice and long. And exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, this time lift up halfway. Plant your hands and rock forward into that runner's lunge so you can lift your back heel. Stay for the exhale. And inhale, step back to your high plank. Exhale, lower down in your own way, elbows in. And inhale, untuck the toes. Press your pelvis down and charge your heart up. Exhale, lower, tuck the toes, press into the earth, and move back to down dog. Now again on the second side, let's take an inhale, lift the left leg high. We're kind of keeping the toes pointing down towards the floor for this. We're breathing deeply and charging that left heel away. Now as we exhale, look forward, left knee to chest moves forward. And we'll step that left foot up as far as it will go. Arrange your feet into a low runner's lunge. The hip width, both knees are bent. And you're either reaching forward with the crown of your head, you can stay here, or on an inhale, bend that back knee and lift your torso and arms to the sky for your crescent lunge. Stay for the breath. For another inhale, draw that energy into your upper body. And exhale, keep this, lower left hand either to thigh, hip, or somewhere on the right side of the body, reaching behind your back. Inhale, now turn the right hand forward, lift your heart, open out through the right side of the body. And exhale, let's windmill, right hand down to the inside of your left foot, left arm up, opening out into your twist. Remember, you have those options. We can always lower the back knee or support ourselves on the forearm to thigh rather than hand to floor. As you breathe, reach your arms wide, keep a tiny little bend in your supporting arm in the right elbow, and charge the right heel back. Now exhale, look down, frame out your front foot, and maybe step the right foot in a foot's length closer. You can drop that right heel if you like, so your toes are pointing out towards the side. We start to move the left hip back, and maybe we straighten through that front leg. It doesn't have to go all the way straight, we're just rocking the hips backwards, keeping a bend in the left knee, and maybe flexing the toes. So we're either going to hang out with this, hands on thigh, or hands to floor. And just keeping stillness with the breath, or moving with it, waving your torso. Inhale nice and long, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold and soften over the front leg. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold and soften. Just go into your own personal depth. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, plant the front foot, lift the back heel, and frame the front foot with your hands. Now as we breathe in, grip your mat, soften your elbows, and breathe out, step your left foot back into plank. Stay for the inhale, hold this. And exhale, lower down in your own way. Inhale to your back bend, cobra pose today. And exhale, lower down, press the earth away, and move back to your downward facing dog. Again, in every pose, take a moment to adjust, to feel. Keep breathing. As we inhale now, pick up the right foot. You can stack the hips and bend the knees if you wish, opening out towards the right side. And then exhale, let's step that right foot through, slow motion, helping the foot through to the top, in between the hands. Now let's drop the back heel. The feet again are about hips width apart. They don't have to line up exactly. You want a little bit of space for the hips. Then bend your front knee, stack the front knee over your ankle. And inhale, lift your left arm. Push the earth away with the right foot and lift your torso up. Probably want to readjust your feet once you've risen. We're stacking shoulders over the hips and pressing down strongly through both feet. Arms are about parallel with the earth. And although we're opening to the left side of the mat, we're not trying to line the hips up exactly. We're just kind of facing in that direction. Then we stack the shoulders over the hips. Now on an inhale, reverse your warrior, left hand back, right arm up. As we exhale, let's reach forward, right forearm to thigh. And inhale, reach your left arm up and over towards the top of the mat. Exhale, lower your left hand, stack shoulders over hips. And then inhale, reach your right arm up. So we're exhaling for the transition, inhaling into the pose. Now as we exhale again, come forward, forearm to thigh. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Now as we exhale, look down. We'll frame out the front foot with the hands once again. Lift your back heel, and this time lower your back knee. We'll get comfortable with this one. Make sure that back knee is supported. You can walk the right foot a little more towards the right. So now we've got both hands to the inside of the right foot. You can untuck your toes here and maybe start to slide your left knee back just to a comfortable place. We're moving into lizard pose, opening through the hips and through the lower body. And once you're here, you might want to rock yourself from side to side. Get a little bit of movement into your hips, into your lizard. Just go slowly and keep listening to your body. If it feels better for you, you can place the hands on the thighs so we're a little more upright. Or you can even come down to your forearms. Again, these are just different options for different bodies. They're going to feel different to all of us and be challenging in different ways. We have no better or worse option here. We're just using what is right for our body in this moment. Next time that may change. So from here, return to the hands if you are somewhere else. Start to back off through your hips and we'll walk the right foot between the hands. You can continue to back off with the hips until you're stacking your hips over the back knee and you're flexing those front toes up towards you. This is our half splits pose and you're very welcome to stay with this. And just like we did before, take a few waves, just inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to let it go and soften. We'll be with this one for a few breaths. So if you would like to extend the legs a little further and start to move towards a splits pose, you do probably have the time here, maybe. Instead of focusing on where you want to get to, Try to listen to your body in every moment. We're meeting ourselves at the edge of the tension and we're going to stay there. To protect our legs, you can flex the front toes towards you, you can tuck the back toes. We're keeping the legs active. And rather than trying to let go of all activity in the legs and then kind of force ourselves into the shape, this not only protects the muscles, but it helps them to learn. They're engaged. They're actively making this shape rather than being pushed into it. If you find your edge of tension, wherever that is, stay for another breath or two, telling your entire body and mind that all is well. We can let go of the fear or stories because we're listening. We've met ourselves at the edge of that tension and we'll stay there. Over time, your body will begin to adapt. Maybe the posture feels a little different. Or maybe it changes for us physically. One more inhale, a bonus inhale. And then exhale, start to walk the feet back together or back towards each other. Plant your hands and rock yourself forward into runner's lunge. Let's lift the back knee. On an exhale, step right foot back to meet left, plank pose. And inhale into the shape, softening your elbows. Exhale, lower down in your own way. Inhale for your back bend. And exhale, neutralize the spine, press up and back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, pick up your left foot. You can stack the hips if you like, bend the knees and open this up to the side. And then exhale, look forward. Step that left foot to the top of the mat. You can help it, of course. And then drop your right heel. So we're finding those warrior two legs. The feet don't have to be lined up. You can have a little bit more space. You can bend into that front knee. You can stay behind the ankle or stuck over the top, but we'll try to avoid it going in front if possible. Now pressing down through your legs, inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, charge down through the left heel and rise up, stacking shoulders over hips. Now you can see with my warrior two, I'm not exactly lined up to the wrong side of the mat. That is fine. My body won't safely go that way. And it's the same for a lot of us. We have to listen to the alignment and just see if that works in our body. So instead of trying to force yourself to line up with the mat, discover where your hips are, stack the shoulders over, and then reach your arms wide. You can stay powerful, grounded, and expansive in the pose. On an inhale, lean back to reverse your warrior, reaching your left arm up. Exhale, lower left arm to left thigh. And then inhale, reach your right arm up and over. Exhale, reach right arm back towards right leg. And inhale, reach your left arm up and over. Follow your breath, exhaling to connect an arm and inhaling to reach right arm up and over. One more like that. Exhale, take it back. Right hand to right leg. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Now on an exhale, let's do a little cartwheel, a little windmill motion once again. Maybe walking in that back heel and bringing the hands all the way down to frame the front foot. From here, lower the back knee. You can untuck the toes for this one and bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. Now, as we meet lizard pose, you can choose your option with the hands, maybe on forearms, maybe hands up to the thigh. Whichever option you choose, bring in a bit of movement if that feels good. Just rocking those hips from side to side. Keep breathing. Wherever you find yourself, try to meet that side of your body where it is today. We're not just trying to make it match the first side and exactly what that side did. We're listening to both. If you're always listening to your first side and then just trying to make the second side match it, your first side will have stronger growth than your second. We need to keep that connection open, keep listening, so we can move and practice optimally. Now from here, we'll start to crawl out, maybe bringing the hands onto the mat, back off with your hips, and bring your left foot between your hands. It's here that you might want to activate your legs once again, just a little bit, tucking the back toes, flexing the left toes towards your face. And we keep that little bend in the knee, even if we can straighten it completely. Again, you might want to stay in stillness, you might want to find some waves, or you might want to move your left foot and right knee away from each other. So we have a little bit of time here. And our challenge is not to try to force ourselves into where we want to go in that time, but just rather see where we get. Keeping a little tension in the legs. Keep breathing. And try to stay soft in other areas like your face, your jaw, and your breath. You may notice again that each side of your body is different. This is perfectly normal. Your practice will bring balance with more time. But we will always have these differences day to day. For example, normally when I put my right leg forward, I can pretty much go into splits within a few breaths on an average day. Today it didn't happen, and it's instead my left side that is connected to the floor. This isn't better or worse. It doesn't mean that my right side has gone backwards and my left side has gone forwards in progress. It's something I can observe today and I can use to choose the best option for my practice. One more inhale here. And as we exhale, plant those hands, start to crawl the knee and the heel back towards each other and keep breathing. Now framing out your front foot, rock yourself forwards into runner's lunge, take a breath in, lift the back knee. And exhale, step your left foot back into plank. You can stay for the breath in if you like. And then exhale, lower down in your own way, keeping the elbows in. As we inhale, untuck your toes. Roll onto your belly and draw the shoulders back into cobra. Exhale, instead of downward dog, this time press the hands and knees and then travel all the way back to child's pose. Release your hands. You can bring them in to support the forehead. You can even bring the forearms together and rest your forehead into the upper arms. Take a couple of breaths. And as you let go of your physical practice so far, allow what is here in this moment to be fully felt. Being an observer, we don't have to decipher, to memorize, to label, or really do any kind of work with our experience. The work comes from staying present in itself, observing,
Being here with what is actually happening right now, allowing it to move on, and then being with what is there in the next moment. Right now, you can bring yourself into this supported state, almost like flicking this switch between effort and ease. So we've got one more transition using the hands and knees, or possibly down dog if you prefer. Otherwise, you can come to a seat and roll to your back if you'd like to skip one last vinyasa. So on an inhale, reach those arms forward, plant the hands down and stay nice and low. Exhale, relax your shoulders, relax the back of your neck. And inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. You can move into cow stretch if that feels good. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the knees up, move back to downward facing dog. Inhale, move forward to your plank. And this time, exhale, back to your down dog. Inhale, look forward. And this time, let's walk the feet up to the top. You can bring those feet about as wide as your mat, turn the toes out. And then making sure your knees are going in the same direction as your toes. Start to squat down. If your squat is still quite high up, that is fine. You can stay with that. It's a bit more of a challenge to hover. Or you can bring in a yoga block, a brick, or a pile of cushions under your bum, which allows you to release your hands. And get the hip opening, just as we would if we lowered the hips all the way down. We're lowering down into that squat. You can bring some cushions under your bum if the bum is still elevated. If you can lower it down towards the earth, you still have the option to bring a pillow under there for support if needed. Wherever we find ourselves, keep drawing those knees open. Maybe press the elbows to the insides of the legs and bring those hands into a prayer gesture. Inhale for a tall spine. Exhale, relax your face. Inhale, open the arms wide. We'll bring the right fingertips to the floor and reach the left arm out at a diagonal. You can stay with this or take a bind, reaching the left arm behind you, the right arm around the leg. Maybe the fingertips touch, maybe they don't. It doesn't really matter. You can use the strength of your own arms to hold them here. If you are taking any kind of bind, just be very wary around your right shoulder. We don't want to pull anything, and we definitely don't want to push this right shoulder with the knee. So all this time, you're actually pushing the right shoulder into the knee, controlling its place, rather than pushing the knee into the shoulder. Wherever you find yourself, let's stay for an inhale and release on the exhale. You can bring the palms back to your heart. If you'd like to have a little lift up from the squat, air it out. You can lift the hips, parallel the feet, and take a forward fold. Lengthening out through those legs. Now inhale, lift up halfway, turn the toes out and drop your bum down. Exhaling as you land. Inhale, open the arms wide, left fingers to the floor, right fingers out at a diagonal. You can take that bind if you like and help to lean forward here as you reach your arms backwards and then reach the hands towards each other. Chest can lift towards the right. And remember, it's not about grabbing the other hand, already getting anywhere physically. We just want to open through the left shoulder. And we do this by activating it by pulling it back and wrapping it around the left leg. Just like in our splits, the shoulder muscles are engaged, they're switched on, and they're building a strong range of motion by being active in every moment. Let's take one more inhale and an exhale to release. Inhale, tall spine, maybe lift the arms up. And exhale, release down onto your bum. Maybe the hands come behind you, curl yourself into a little ball and we roll. Maybe we come forward onto knees. Whichever option you choose, let's meet sitting nice and tall. We're planting the feet a little away from us so we can bend the knees. As we inhale, float the heart forward, part your knees, and feel cow in your spine. As we exhale, knees together, lean back, round your spine, and tuck the chin. Again, inhale, heart glides forward, open the knees, loosen up through your spine. And exhale, roll back, knees together, tuck the chin. Keep flowing with this. You can close your eyes if you like, and just focus entirely on how this feels. Keep following your breath. Next, inhale, draw your heart forward, keep the knees together, and this time reach the arms forward towards the top of the mat or past it. Now, as you exhale, tuck your tail and start to roll backwards. We're going to keep breathing. Stay engaged, stay switched on. You can hold onto your legs for some support, or lower down with control. Now, when your shoulders land, allow the arms to rest by your sides. You might want to step the feet in a little closer if you've rolled away. And then rock your knees from side to side softly. Your feet stay roughly where they are. And your legs move a little bit like windscreen wipers. The next time your knees come to the center, get your back body comfortable so you can press down through the heels, lift and place the hips. You can press down through the elbows to lift and place the upper back. Now we're moving into a couple of postures before the final relaxation. And we'll start with our bridge pose. So as you bring the feet in, if you can, touch your heel, it's a little too close. We're going to slide that foot a few inches away. We're going to take a big breath in. And exhale, tuck your tail and start to peel your low back off the ground. Middle back and upper back. Puffing up through your chest, drawing the heart towards your chin. And we're staying mindful of the neck. So if you feel any kind of weird sensation, pressure or pain, please back off. Give yourself a little rest. Avoid that shape again today. But you can still practice lifting the hips, just not going all the way into that place of pain. If you want to go with another option for bridge, you can lace up the fingers behind you and start to walk the upper arms towards each other underneath your low back. Keep your legs strong. The knees are roughly parallel. We don't want them going too wide. We'll lose that support. Instead, charge down through your heels. Maybe charge the hips up to the sky. Keep breathing and feel the openness within your chest. Staying for one more cycle of breath, press evenly through both feet. Now exhale, release the arms, slide them out, and see if you can roll your spine onto the mat one disc at a time. When your hips land, I invite you to draw the legs into your chest and give yourself a hug. You can rock side to side or make some little movements. Just do what feels good. Keep breathing. Bringing yourself to the center once again. I'll take you through a few options for happy baby pose or dead bug pose. And we'll start by holding onto the knees. Through this posture, we want to try and keep the hips and the head grounded. So as you take hold of your knees, we start to pull them towards the shoulders, but we're keeping the hips on the ground. So we don't expect the knees and shoulders to touch as we're keeping the spine as neutral as we can. But that is the direction those knees are moving in. Towards the shoulders, maybe towards the armpits. You can stay with this, or we're going to flex those feet up towards the sky and keep that bend in the knee. Keeping your hips and your head down, either hold on to the backs of your thighs to create your own resistance, pulling the hands down, but also pushing the thighs up. You might want to hold on to somewhere on the lower leg instead, or even onto the outer edges of your feet. We're going to bend those elbows once again, and we're going to make our own resistance, pressing the hands into the feet into the hands. Can we observe any energy between the legs, on the inside of your thighs? Maybe moving into your hips. We're not activating to the point where we're shaking and it's this huge effort, but enough so that you can fire up those muscles. Our hips store a lot of tension, even more than our shoulders, from our day-to-day lives. And a way to release this tension is to kind of write over it. We activate that muscle again in a positive way in our yoga practice. Maybe in this shape. We breathe calmly and steadily, telling our entire being that all is well. And then when we come to release the shape, we also release that deep holding tension that was there before. So maybe for one more inhale, we keep our shape, our stretch. And exhale, start to draw the feet towards each other. Draw the knees towards each other. And again, give yourself a hug. Rocking from side to side. Breathing softly. From here, plant those feet down below your hips. And then drop both knees over towards the right. Your feet can stay quite loose. Your legs don't have to be stacked for this one. The arms can rest by your sides. And if it feels comfortable in your neck, you can turn your head in the opposite direction to your knees. Breathe here. Let go of effort. And start to let go of the need to activate, to hold yourself up and away from the ground. Instead, handing over our bodies to gravity. Staying here for 3 breath cycles, in and out. Next, inhale, slowly return to center, knees up, head up. Realign your spine by pressing through the feet and through the elbows, and then rock your knees to the opposite side. Stay fairly open and loose with this twist. If it's comfortable, you can turn your face in the opposite direction to your knees. You can feel that support of the earth beneath you. And let go of that active place so you can sink a little further into this support. Staying for 2 more cycles of breath. On our inhale, roll back to center. Realign your spine. And exhale, draw the knees in. Give yourself one last active hug, one last squeeze. As you inhale, release your legs and slide out into your final relaxation pose. So this could be straight arms and legs, fully supported, a little bit of space between the limbs. If you prefer, you can bend the legs, plant the feet as wide as your mat, and rest the knees together. Or you can take a seat once again. We're looking really for a neutral pose that supports our spine. We'll be in this shape for a few minutes. So make sure you are comfortable. And if you do become uncomfortable, listen to your body. Adjust. Try not to suppress or ignore any signal. Now I'm going to take us through a brief body scan, just allowing the body and mind to let go and to exist more presently in the moment. Closing down those eyes, let's move the awareness away from the mind and all the way down into the feet. As I observe and name different body parts, you can invite that tension to let go. Letting go in your toes, the soles of your feet, tops of the feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, thighs, and hips. Observe your lower body from hips to toes. Allow your lower body to let go of effort. Move that awareness into your hands. Observing your fingers, palms of the hands, backs of the hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders,
chest, stomach area, low belly, low back, middle back, upper back. Observe upper body from the collarbones down into the bowl of the pelvis and to the ends of your fingers. Invite your upper body to let go and sink into that support of the earth beneath. Letting go in the back of your neck, throat, the hinges of your jaw, roof of the mouth, eye sockets, brain, crown of the head, observe entire being from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Allow your entire being to let go, melting into that support of the earth beneath. We also have the opportunity to practice letting go of thought for the next few moments. We're not trying to practice emptying the mind or clearing it. Instead, as the observer, we step back and return to the moment. We have a thought, maybe we talk back to it. We practice letting go of the thought and returning to this moment. Into this place of just being. Until maybe another thought takes us out of the moment. We practice letting go and coming back. Continue this process for the next few moments. Maybe we arrive at a place where we can step back and allow the thoughts to pass us by like clouds. Occasionally one may grab our attention, and we can practice letting go and stepping back. Now let's begin to let go of that practice by moving awareness into the breath and taking a soft, deep inhale, bringing fresh energy and light into all of that space you have created. You can sigh out as you exhale, letting go. Inhale, breathing it in. Exhale, continuing to release anything that you don't need to carry. One more big inhale. One more full exhale. Now start to wiggle those fingers and toes. You can roll or rock your head from side to side very gently. If you're lying down on your back, let's move slowly as we rise, maybe inhaling to reach the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, you have the option to draw those knees into your chest if you're lying down. You can do it if you're seated too. And then we're going to roll very gently onto one side. And use our hands to help us up. Now, finding a comfortable seat, we'll close the class by sitting tall, taking an inhale and reaching those arms up overhead. Palms together, draw those hands down through your heart, and take a little bow to yourself. Thank yourself for dedicating this time to your practice, to your self-care. And try to sincerely show this gratitude from your heart to your entire being. Remembering that you have this power inside of you to let go and return to the moment at any time. Thank you so much for joining me and Ted today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And I'll see you again soon on the mat. Namaste.